Hey guys, Jeremiah here. Now we're going to talk about universal government. It's um it's a strange topic. It's a difficult one because we're all familiar with government itself, and I will say that while we can all nitpick government, and I certainly do, I'm very opinionated. It's not very unknown of me to be opinionated. I believe I have a right to be opinionated, and it is my regard as a conscious being to be aware, although a lot of times we're unaware, but we still formulate opinions and so forward. But as far as government, it's important to note, and you'll see that I note it all over the website. Government is a necessity. Humanity requires government. I appreciate government. I'm not too fond of corruption. That's very well known. But government is necessity. It's an aspect of every other aspect of existence. Everything's governed. The universe is governed, and that's where we're actually heading. But in the fine-tuning of our senses, as if we were ants in an anthill, we have a particular sensitivity to government. I mean to say that we have a shorter grasp and sense of government. And that's kind of the only way that I can really bring this in, is to express that experience that we have. Everything that in human culture, as far as like cities go, every aspect of things needing done, work, and things like garbage and city water or streets, transportation, everything's governed. There's a system to it. There's a body of people overseeing things, and in every form and sense of the word, every step of the way of society, something is being looked over, watched over, maintained, and that's really what government is. Government is really the maintaining and sustaining of a stable culture and environment, in a sense. And to go a little further into that, a universal government is the aspect of, number one, accepting that there's a universal spirit, a universal God, and, to use the word rather carelessly, beneath that God are all the systems of government that govern the universe. Everything that was sown into existence, if you will, like let's just say attraction and repulsion, as far as the way that molecules react to each other and particles and so forth. All those are governed by whatever laws were put into effect. You can break laws, you can bend them, and so forward. But universally speaking, everything outside of human existence is governed. My kitty cat's trying to get in, so you'll hear him crying. Everything's governed in that sense by whatever media or momentum, if you will. I don't want to say that the word universal laws is really a phrase, but I'm probably babbling too much. I'm not really getting my point across. I'm really not getting my point across. I apologize. Just taking into effect that, to use the word unanimous, I don't like to use that word too much, but it's really essential to embracing the quality of universal, because it means unanimous. So unanimously, things that are governed in a unanimous manner, that's universal government. Like inertia, which is a law, or magnetism, which in some sense is a law. But all those qualities. Then here's where it gets a little difficult. You get into not moral judgment, but what's actually and truly right, regardless of human existence, regardless of human opinion. what is correct, what is flawless, what is precise, and what is perfect. Those are going to be universal in the sense that they disregard human sympathy or sentiment. And it's a beautiful thing because it means that we're all the same in that regard. It means we're all humble and I'm going to say, I can't get the word across, humiliated in the sense that we're powerless to alter what is universal. And that is such an awesome and awing sense, because we're so accustomed to our feelings and to our beliefs and just the way we see things and interpret them, and even to our own interactions, that what is outside, let's just say, the sphere of our essence, our legitimate essence, what's outside that is governed universally. And that encompasses, if you were to think of all that is, as only a human can, so much of that is unanimous in its submission to law, unanimous in its subjected state. And while we're so familiar with being in control, we tend to not appreciate how without control we are. And universally speaking, we lack the ability to control what is true and what is, let's use the word a little graphically, holy, if you will, as far as what the living God has instituted. And I don't mean this religiously, I mean this realistically. All that is, and in its sense of existence, is in whatever manner, shape, or form going to react, respond, or submit to whatever laws exist, like momentum or impact and so forth in that regard. And when you get outside the sphere of our control, that's what you find. You find a universe that is full of things we can't control, full of things we'll never control, full of things that we can only appreciate, and with a great sense of appreciation, regard, and such esteem, to understand the value that is so, let's just say, giant, because we're minuscule compared to what we don't control. And so with mindfulness, a careful mindfulness, we can learn to, I don't want to say humble ourselves, but it is humbling in its own sense of direction with this. But we can learn to deeply, richly appreciate such magnitude of rulership, I'll say. It's so hard for us to understand that there is rulership. We don't see it, we don't feel it, we don't embrace it, and we are not mindful of it at all. We are very selfish and self-centered, and because of that, it's a drastic turn of care and concern to respect that there is a whole body of existence, a whole universe and reality that is I don't want to say controlled, but governed. And governed by property and by value that we don't respect. But if we were to learn to respect it, we could see so much about the universe. We could finally unlock equations that we can't even begin to accept at the moment because they're on the other side of control. But there's so much about those that when you stop trying to control them, you can, in a sense, work with them. And I don't mean them as in a particular branch of existence, but I mean to say the essences that are the light and the heat and the cold and all the elements. You can learn to work not against them, but in a sense, I don't want to say unanimous, but respectful, and really embrace the spirit of things in that regard. And I'm kind of babbling here because I'm losing the train of thought that I had in the direction I'm going. I tend to get exhausted very quick when I'm trying to express something, so I'm going to go ahead and say thank you guys for watching this, and like I say in all these videos, I hope you check out the rest of them. I hope this site is a blessing to you, and a great thing about this site, or what I appreciate about it, because like with my heart, I'm not trying to tell you what to believe, and I'm just expressing what I believe, and I try to be very universal in what I'm believing so that I'm not cramming things into your space and saying this is what you have to believe. It's not that way. I am scoping and scaling what I believe to be hopefully something you can appreciate. You know, maybe even if you disregard it and don't believe it, that's fine. But maybe there's something here you do. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you for watching this. Thank you for watching the other videos. Hope you come back, and have a good day, everybody, and God bless you.